You might have heard of this story. Eatonville, Florida, is where he is a police officer. He's been a police officer there for more than a decade. And Omar Delgado was one of the first police officers on the scene of the Pulse nightclub attack in Orlando back last year. By the time he pushed his way through fleeing survivors to get inside the club, the shooter was holed up in a bathroom. But this man is credited with saving many lives on that date. Now, because of his PTSD, he's losing his job. Now, we, interestingly, have kind of an interesting similar case here with the Fire Chief Brooks, right? Omar Delgado is on the line right now. Good morning, sir, and thanks for your service. And what's happening? Are you losing your job because of PTSD?
Good morning, Bill. Thank you for having me. Yes, what I was told on Monday by the town human resource director and my deputy chief was that because of my fit for duty evaluation that was conducted, and it came back saying that I was unfit for duty because of the PTSD, that they would have to release me from my employment with the town of 9.5 years on December 31st.
And does this fall short of some next level with a pension program or something like that?
Well, this is what it was just duly stated to me yesterday that my thought process was, okay, people wait to get vested. Once they get vested for 10 years, then they would get medical benefits and they get their pension. And this is where I'm going to be shy of that.
Wow. And all this after you were one of the first police officers to enter that nightclub, the Pulse nightclub, back on June 12th, 2016.
Yeah, that's correct. It's one of the most horrific nights of my life. It's something that's just been tattooed in my brain, and I just can't not stop living that night.
Yeah. When what did I don't want to take you back to that, but it had to be horrific when you entered. And while others we hear these stories all the time, while others are running away from the scene, whatever horrific scene we're talking about, it's people like Omar Delgado who are running into the danger, and you did just that. And when you went in, by that point, he barricaded himself inside that bathroom, right?
That's correct. Well, after finding out later, because during that time, it was complete total chaos. I'm literally running into something where there's a few exits, and you have hundreds of people trying to get out because why their life is on the line. They're hearing an assault rifle just going to town and gunning people down. So you can just imagine how these people were feeling and expressing themselves trying to get out. And I'm actually now trying to get in there to try to assist and hopefully take out this threat of this individual. But yeah, then he barricaded himself in the back bathroom of the club. But we still at that point in time had no idea where he was at.
Well, now there's a group out there trying to raise money for you. It's a chain. We'll post the link to it. But it's a change.org campaign. What's the community been like? I'm assuming coming to your defense, I would hope?
You know what? I've had to keep my phone plugged the whole entire time because the community from across the nation had been reaching out to me and, giving me their support, and that is such an amazing feeling. I actually literally thought I was going to be left out in the cold because, you know what? When our veterans go fight in war, when they come back home, they expect their country to take care of them.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened to me. We actually fought a war on U.S. soil in our own backyard in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
And we weren't prepared for that. But because I answered the call and now I'm going through what I'm going through, and let me tell you, Bill, I would not change this for the world because of the fact that I was able to save Angel Cologne's life, that to me was well worth it.
Yeah.
People might do this profession for 20, 25 years and not ever be able to maybe accomplish that, and it's not something they want to accomplish, to put their life on the line like that. But, people say, well, you know what you signed up for. You know what? No, we didn't sign up for a terrorist attack on U.S. soil. We come in as first responders. And because I came out, Bill, and stated I needed help because I understand what PTSD does to people. The suicide rate is ridiculous. And I don't want people to think that if they have PTSD not to come forward because of what's happening to me. You know, this is just one case, and you know, it's a small town, and they don't have the finances as bigger towns have.
Yeah.
But I really want to push that. You know, if you have PTSD, they need to get help.
You don't think about that, but people will not come forward because they fear they'll be like you and end up losing their job. Andrew.
And again, I hate to put you through this, but can you explain a little bit to us specifically what the PTSD has, what impact it has had on you, what it's like living with PTSD?
You know, Andrew, that morning when I came back into my house, I knew I was a changed man. My family knew I was changed. I was not the same Omar that walked out that door. And we, as police officers and first responders, we know that can happen. But we usually think that we just won't come back home. I came back home physically, but not mentally. The depression sinks in so bad, the anxiety. It's just a combination of so many things. And being on the medication, it just doesn't help.
Yeah, there's all sorts of side effects probably.
Couldn't they put you on light duty? I know that's one of the things in the change.org campaign, where why couldn't they just change your job and put you in a situation where you'd be avoiding some of those stresses?
You know, Bill, I was on light duty. I've been on light duty for 8 months, and I guess it came time to a point where they said, okay, well, we're paying him a policeman's salary, and he's not doing policeman duties. But you know what? There are other duties that I was assisting. I was doing fingerprints, taking in-house reports, answering phones, etc. Now, could I have done that for an additional 6 months? You're damn right I could have. But I guess it was just a business decision per se.
All right. Well, we're facing something very similar. We have a fire chief that has cancer. He seems to have beaten it, but due to his age and due to his health, he's being kind of forced out, and it's caused quite the controversy up here, as I can only imagine the controversy that you're experiencing with this case. Well, listen, we wish you the best. We'll place your change.org campaign. We'll place a link on our show notes on our website, and really hope people go to it, read it, and sign the petition. And we appreciate you coming on this morning, Omar.
Thank you, gentlemen, for having me. Have a great morning.
And thanks so much for the service that you've given to your community.